Hey everyone, Luis here again. I'm back. I was a little bit out of YouTube and social media and things like that. A little bit of vacation to spend more time with my family. But yeah, I'm back and I will continue the series of resin reviews. Since my last video of resin review, I did not post any other yet, so I will start again with another Resin 1 resin. This one, Resin 1 was really kind enough to send me both of those resins, and those are very different types of resins that I'm not very used to work with normally, because I work with miniatures and models and things like that. These ones are more functional resins, okay? These are flexible resins. Both of them, they have different features and characteristics that I'm going to explain during the video, but it's the F69 and the F80 resin, okay? One is a flexible resin, the F80 is an elastic resin, okay? I printed some things here, and I will talk about the pros and cons, the features. I will share with you some of the settings in the printers that I've tested these resins here for you guys to try, okay? So stick with me, we'll guide you through the review of these resins, okay? And before we start, if you did not subscribe yet, please consider to subscribe and hit that like button and leave comments if you want to ask about anything, okay? So without further ado, let's get started. So starting with talking about the characteristics of these resins. As I said before, both are flexible, or one is flexible, another is elastic resin. The F69 is a black resin, and one thing that both of them share is the consistency of the resin, okay? Both are very, very thick. The F69 is pitch black. It's really, really black resin. It's like tar, I think. Yeah, it's like a black tar thing. It's very, very thick resin and difficult to clean when you use on your vat or on your printers, okay? You need, I use IPA, 99% IPA, and even with that, it's difficult to clean the resin, okay? And this F69, it's more to the flexible side. It's more rigid but flexible. It's different from the F80. I personally like the most the F80 than the F69. The Resin 1 on their website say that it's more difficult to deal with F80, but in my personal experience, I had more problems with the F69. Maybe it's because it's black, maybe because of the color, I don't know. Normally, I do not print with black resins, so because I know it's more difficult for the light to cure and things like that. Maybe that was my problem with it, but I could print. I will show here some stuff. But with the F80, it's even more thicker than the F69. I will show some videos with me manipulating the both of the resins on the vat for you to check the consistency. But the F80, it's even more thicker than the F69. And what I like about the F80 is the color. The color is great. It's really, pink color is really interesting color to have. And as I said before, it's a functional resin, okay? There is no use for it for detail models or anything like that. I even tried to print a model with it just to see. I printed a Majin Buu model here. It's an elastic guy, right? So And it came out great, but it's not the strongest point of this resin. The strongest point of it is the flexibility, right? The elastic capacity that it has. The F69, for the other hand, it's more rigid, but it's flexible at the same time. You can see this tire here. I printed using the F69. It's rigid. You can feel it. It's rigid, but it flexes, and it returns to the same position that it has before. You know, it's interesting. It's an interesting capability of a resin, depending on the type of use that you are going to apply for this resin. I think it's an interesting thing. Maybe if you build like small airplanes, small trucks, cars, and things like that you need a piece with more resistance, more rigid, and more resistance, and a little bit of flexibility. I think this is a very, very interesting option for you to try, okay? On the other hand, the elastic, it's so good to the touch, you know. It's different. It's like rubber. It's really, really like rubber, you see? It's very, very interesting resin, and it really, like, it's rubber. It's basically you are printing rubber at home on your printer. You see, I printed this iPhone case here, and it's perfect. You can see you can put an iPhone here and use it, and there is a very good resistance to it. It not break easily, not at all. And different from the F69, which is, I did not print it very well. It flex, you see, but it has a more plastic feel. It's not a rubber feel that the F80 has. And now talking about the settings, I will show here the settings. These resins need a higher cure time per layer, okay? Even for mono printers, normally it needs more than 4 seconds or more per layer to work fine. If you use less than that, it will not work, okay? Also, you need to be very careful with the type of supports that you use. I had some 3 or 4 fails with both of those resins before I realized how I should work with it to work fine. I was trying to use thin supports or light or medium supports, and it simply do not work. You need really to use heavy supports, as you can see here. You need heavy supports, otherwise it simply do not sustain the model in place, okay? It just fall, and you need to clean your vat again. It is annoying. There is instructions on Resin 1 website. I will post here the links for you guys to check. If you follow the instructions, you will be totally fine, okay? It was my fault to not follow and to not look for the instructions before I start to try it. Do not think that because you have experience with other resins, other type of resins, that you will be fine with this one, because it's not. You really need some specific configurations and settings for it to work fine, okay? These are different resins from the ones that we are used to. Another thing that, I've mentioned that before, but I don't like, is that it's difficult to clean. I use 99% IPA, and even with that, it's difficult to clean the build plate and the vat. It's something that I think it's not a big deal, okay? I printed with it. It not damage your fab or anything like that. It's okay. It's just more work for you to clean it completely. I'm using the same FAP that I use with those resins, with other resins in my printers, and it's okay. It's working fine. Okay, no worries. Don't worry with that. It's just that you need more work. And I believe that people that will need this type of resin will not print like tons of stuff, or maybe they will have one specific printer just to use this type of resin if it's someone that need to create a lot of parts and sell parts and things like that. So probably this person will keep one printer just to use these resins, okay? But beside this point, those are great resins. I think for the things that it does, especially the F80, I'm really in love with this one. It's not a direct comparison, okay, because they are totally different resins. One is flexible, the other is elastic. But for my taste, I like the F80 more, okay, in terms of flexibility. Maybe because of the rubber feel, it's something that was really a surprise for me. I did not think that this resin could be that way, and I did not think that our home printers could do things like that. Okay, that's why it was more surprising for me. But both resins are great. Depends on your use and what you are going to do with it. For me, it was more fun to work with the F80, okay? My final thoughts is that those are great resins, okay? If you need to create parts, or if you need to create specific models that you need flexibility, if you need models that need to be resistant and flexible at the same time, super resistant, because I think this thing do not break easily at all. None of those break easily at all. I can throw on the ground and it just simply do not break at all, okay? Those are really resistant resins. So if you need this type of thing, go for it. I think it's the resin that you are looking for. And I think that's it. I will keep posting more videos reviewing other resins. So stay in touch, subscribe to be notified when I launch more. I have tons of resins here that I want to try and share with you my results and show what I can get with it, okay? So thank you very much and see you next time. Bye.